My name is Garrett Berg. I'm from my high school is Emmett O'Brien Technical High School, and my college that I currently go to is the University of Hartford in West Hartford.
I'm Jay Sivas. I'm from Prospect, and I go to Emmett O'Brien.
I'm Jacob Thoreau from Prospect, go to Emmett O'Brien Tech, and I'm a volunteer firefighter.
Hi, my name is Chandler Gonzalez, and I'm going to be doing an interview questions today. I hope it goes well. Thank you.
What I studied in Emmett is mechanical engineering technology that basically gave me a jump start into college so that I can understand what is to be expected, and also to help me get a job before then and get the experience I need to get the job that I want.
I took precision machine technology.
My focus of study in the technical school was precision machining, so it's working on machines like CNCs, lathes, with all types of metals and making all types of different parts for different industries.
The focus of study I had in technical school was MDET, or CAD, which stands for Mechanical Design and Engineering Technology, at least for MDET. And all I did there was really blueprint reading, 3D modeling in SolidWorks, and 2D modeling in AutoCAD, and then going into to get my certificates in SolidWorks, with senior year being a focus on GD&T and tolerancing that helped me get the job that I now have. So that was my main focus.
Well, because I needed job experience in my field or in an engineering field, so then once I get out of college, I can go for the job that I want with the degree, plus then I'll have the job experience, which most other kids won't have. So that would give me a leverage over most other kids.
I wanted to work here because I live close by, and when I came here and did like a little tour of the place, it was a nice looking place, very clean. The people that worked here were really nice to me. It felt very welcoming, so I figured it'd be a good idea to work here.
I wanted to work as an intern at Foreign Plastics because when I came in for my interview, they took me on a tour, and I just kind of loved how clean and how smoothly it seemed everything was run here. And it just seemed like a great fit because all the guys seemed very nice and welcoming. So,
the reason why I wanted to work as an intern in Foreign Plastics was see the legitimacy of a job environment in the engineering field. And at first, when working here, I wasn't thinking that I was going to obtain that, but now working here for about 10 months or so, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that like what I initially thought going into this, what I was going to obtain, is now what I'm legitimately getting. So that's really the reason why I wanted to work as an intern here. It was also more to see like how applicable what I was learning at school really applied to what a legitimate job in this field was going to look like. And you know, they kind of go hand in hand, but I feel like you could scrap half of what I learned in school, and now I'm really applying half of what I learned here, which is nice.
So I've worked on the floor QA, as well as within the actual QA room. I worked on, and then I also worked kind of part-time in the engineering department, but I'm gradually getting into the engineering department more often than QA, and more just helping out in QA when need be.
I've worked in the QA department and in the tool room, and the tool room is definitely my favorite because that's more along the lines of what I do in school, work on all the machines and do mold stuff, so I just feel more comfortable and natural to me.
So I've only worked in two. I've worked in maintenance for about 2 days and then the tool room for the rest of my time. And I like the tool room the best because it resembles my shop the most. I'm always on the miller, I'm always on the lathe, always on the grinder, doing different types of metals with different types of things.
The departments that I worked at were on the floor, out in production, in QA, fixture designing and 3D modeling with Kevin, then going into metrology, and then now being an assistant project manager. So I went from on the floor, my initial start here, for I think 2 weeks. I rotated every other day with my other coworker Garrett. Garrett and I went and worked with Marlon, did part inspection, seeing the parts, seeing the machines, and getting just adjusted to how the floor worked, and then moving over to QA. And then a couple days into QA, Kevin, one of the process engineers and production managers here, picked me up, and then we started going to work on fixtures and the 3D modeling and the 3D machines they had in the back. Andrew brought me over to metrology, worked on the CT scanner and programming for that for around 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. And then going in and working as an assistant project manager now under Doug, Andrew, and helping out all the other engineers on the floor or up in the front office. So that's what I did.
So my plan for the future is I want to finish up college with my aerospace engineering degree, and my dream job is to go work at Boeing and hopefully rise the ranks in there. And if not Boeing, maybe either NASA or SpaceX. So.
For the future, I'm not really sure what I want to do. Kind of thinking it over, but for career path options, I can work, just get a job right away out of high school, or can get a job, work part-time, then do school at nighttime, or along those lines. There's a bunch of different possibilities.
So my plans for the future are becoming a career firefighter, hopefully. I'm in fire school right now, and since the shifts they usually run are 24 hours on and 3 days off, I'm trying to do this part-time, so machining. And in the future, possibly go into the Air Force to be a firefighter as well, and continue doing this.
So my plans for the future are to stay here for around 2 to 4 years. While doing that, I'm probably going to go back to college within that time, either going to study into audio engineering or mechanical, depends. This isn't written in stone, so I still don't know my plans for the future just yet, but I have a general direction and goal that I want to obtain, and as long as I hit it, I don't care the in-between. That's really it for right now, just getting as much experience as possible and also banking on the cash that I'm getting here.
Oh yeah, they've been very helpful with everything they've done for me, especially like being very lenient with the schedule, so I could still work here as well as go to school and do whatever else happens. And if I need help or I need to talk to somebody, they're there. They'll give me the resources I need.
I think they've been pretty helpful. I've learned tons of new stuff here. It's good to get a good experience, learn different things. It's a lot different here than it is, learning at a school. So you get that good experience, and they teach you the tricks of the trade that they know.
Yes, 100%. Our two guys in the tool room have helped me so much. I've learned so many things from them, so many little tips that I never really would have learned in school, because you need that real world experience to get the best out of this. So they've helped me through pretty much everything I've done so far.
The internship and the team here at Forum have really helped me understand the direction I want to go in terms of engineering if I wanted to stick to this field. The people here are incredibly nice, they're very helpful, and they're easy to, they're really approachable. So if I need a question, anybody here is happy to help me and ask, and to really sit down with me and explain some of the processes that they do here. So in terms of me knowing where I want to go and them helping me with my ambitions towards, my goal as an engineer, I think, yes, it's helped me a lot, actually. So I appreciate the internship and everyone here for that. So.
My expectations for the intern program I'd say they've been met. They've taught me what I need to be taught. They help me when I need to be helped, and they let me work by myself when I need to be worked. It's not like they're forcing anything on me or they're very demanding. It's like if I need help with something, they'll gladly help. It's a two-way street with how it works. So I have zero complaints, and they've done a great job.
Coming here, I kind of didn't really know what to expect. I figured it'd be a good real world experience for a job, and my expectations have been met. It's been challenging, it's been fun. I'm enjoying it, so yeah.
So my expectations of the intern program was just to kind of come in, learn a little bit, make a little money, but it's actually been a lot more than that. I've learned so many things, and like just learning from them is just so much better than being in school to me, because it's so much more hands-on instead of all the book work that comes along with it.
My expectations for the intern program have been met. My initial expectations were kind of low, because if I was just working in QA, I felt like I wasn't going to get a lot of hands-on work on the legitimate process of engineering, because I wasn't directly in an engineering team or group. I was in quality assurance. And then as time went on and I got promoted as assistant project manager, now is the time where I'm really seeing where this internship is really blossoming into. What I'm doing, I feel like it's legitimate. It feels like what I'm learning is legitimate as well, because what I've learned in school coincides with some of the stuff that I'm doing here now. So I feel like my expectations for the internship is met very well. It was more long-term than short.
I'd say my greatest challenge would probably be working or starting with the 3D printer, because we have a 3D printer it doesn't like to work properly. It's always giving us problems all the time. For probably when I first started here, or a month after I started here, to probably 3 weeks ago, it's been nothing but a nightmare, which I'd say is the greatest challenge / success, because we finally have been printing successfully with it, making beautiful parts out of it, instead of a stringy mess, which happened all the time, and it kept getting clogged and everything. So yeah, I'd say that was my greatest challenge / success.
Greatest challenge, probably coming from like in school, where if you mess up on a part, it's like not that big of a deal. Whatever, you scrap it, you just get a new one. Where it's here, you got to get every part right, and you can't really just be scrapping and going through parts.
So unlike school, here you need to be correct on everything that you make, and that has definitely been my biggest challenge, because it is hard. Unlike school, if you just mess up and you just lower your grade, but here you mess up, there's a chance of you getting fired, so you have to be on your A game.
My greatest challenge and success of form, I think for challenge, was the time management. I was really bad at scheduling stuff and being routinely, because that's just not who I am as a person. So for me to, when I got promoted as an assistant project manager, to organize myself, I went out and bought a notebook, and to really sit down and say I need to do this, this, and this today, put my daily objectives and goals. Now I have to do bomb verifications, but there's so much I have to keep track of now that it's made me overcome that step of organization and routine and being on a schedule and making sure you get this, and that done. That was probably my greatest challenge, because I'm just not like that as a person. I'm very scatterbrained and squirrely, so it's a big difference. For my greatest success is using that, right, knowing my greatest challenge and putting that towards the ability of adaptation. That every day it's going to be something new. It's very dynamic. The relationships with people are always ever changing, and because of that, my ability to adapt has just grown tenfold. I just, if something happens, I'm not going to be depressed, pissed, or mad about it. You got to go with the flow. You just got to know that things are going to be ever changing, and because of that, nothing's ever set in stone. So as long as you have that little mindset in your head, I think you're fine. And then I feel like that's my greatest success here, is learning that ability. Helps me out at home, everywhere.